Oh, you're here. I didn't realize that. Glad you came by. I wanted to talk to you about some things, and I think it's time for an intervention. I think y'all need it. And these things, interventions, are not fun, and it's used in a time when you see a family member or someone that you love has gotten out of control, and it has become not only bad for their health, but life-threatening for themselves, and their actions are going to end up causing detrimental, extreme harm to someone that you love. And I care about you, and I don't, you're on the wrong path right now. And I needed to talk to you about some things before you leave. So don't get up and leave. Stay around and talk. I'm recycling these bricks, that you can enjoy them later. But I needed to talk to you about some stuff. And it's about time that we had this long talk. It's not going to be long at all, though, in reality. I just need to say a few things. And, it's, I've been watching you for the last, I don't know, 5 years of talks and posting things to you about what's been going on, and it's not working. And in the alcoholic sort of mind, you're going to have to hit rock bottom before you come up, or you're going to have to come to a realization that what you're doing is on the wrong path. And usually people that are engaged in these life-threatening activities end up in a few ways, and one is you end up either in the hospital, meaning you're in hospice, or you have a situation going where you need to be repaired mentally and physically. You end up in jail, meaning you start doing illegal stuff to survive, or you end up dead. And you don't need to go through this. You need to make better decisions as to what you're doing. And I'm going to point out some things with this intervention where I have seen you go on the wrong path now for these years. And I just I care about you and I love you, and this is what an intervention is all about. This is Climate Change Talk number 282, April 17th, 2024. This intervention is needed. Right now in the United States, please don't leave. I know you want to get up and leave and turn this off and just go away and just forget about it. But I invite you and your friends to listen. USA President Joe Biden right now in 2023 drilled for more oil and gas, natural gas, which is methane, than ever. More has been produced than ever in the history of any country ever. He continued to issue drilling permits on federal land by the thousands, more than Trump. He also authorized the Willow Project in Alaska, which is going to produce 180,000 barrels of oil per day. And he has authorized 7 to 8 million acres for drilling to be auctioned off, which has been auctioned off in the Gulf of Mexico. These actions that you're participating in by voting for these people, the Democrats and Republicans in this country, and your leaders in your country, are going to kill us. This is why the intervention is needed, and we need to stop this. You need to stop what you're doing. Your actions are going to lead to your death. And like any intervention, any alcoholic, any drug addict, you will die as a result of your addiction to these politicians and to our oil and our fossil fuels. The President of the United States, the Senate, which is both parties, Democrats, Republicans, and the House of Representatives in this country, which is both parties, House of Representatives, uh, and also the world, continue to subsidize the oil industry for $13 trillion a year. This is insanity. They are your drug dealers. They are killing you, and you're subsidizing them by paying them off and telling them to look for more drugs, get more, get more, get more, get more heroin, get more alcohol, get more oil, get more gas. It's the same thing. It's going to end the same way. So the continued arming and funding of Israel and their genocide and slaughter of more than 40,000, counting the people that are buried alive, and the continued warring that's going on against the Gazans, and 77,000 people have been wounded in Gaza as well. 95 journalists have been killed, 225 humanitarian aid workers have been killed, 179 employees of the United Nations Relief Group have been killed as well. 2023 and 2024, the United States has given or is going to give $14.5 billion in addition to the $3.5 billion that they usually give Israel. This is taxpayer money. This is slaughter. This is genocide. These are war crimes, and you're participating in it by continuing to vote for Biden, Trump, Democrats, Republicans. This is your intervention. You can disregard it, and it will end up in the end of you the way you're headed right now. You need to hit rock bottom or come to the realization that the path you're on is the wrong path. Locally, there's no significant action on climate change. And by locally, I mean your place too. This is Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, but we're doing things wrong in this area. Right now, they are becoming. There's an apartment complex being built downtown. They're going to build that in an open area rather than make it a park. It could be a park with trees and everything as a cooling area. Instead, it's going to become a heat attractor. And this is your town, every town in the USA. Continue building, not establishing parks, not establishing areas in which to survive. There's no trees being planted there. In fact, they're doing less and less actions such as this. They don't have greenways in the alleys that could be converted into greenways, and they're not preparing for what is coming concerning climate change. There's no future thought as to what's going on in this town, Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, as well as your town, USA, or your town around the world. So there are fires, floods. They're not preparing for fires. They're not preparing for floods, massive floods that are going to come with the water vapor increase in the atmosphere due to the increased heat in the atmosphere. You get more water vapor, so you have more down deluges and flooding. Not prepared for the heat, such as cooling centers. Not prepared for lightning, because there's going to be more massive lightning bolts and things like that. Not prepared for migration, whether it's from external, meaning from other countries, or internal when you start losing your houses. Not prepared for by stopping the fires burning down your house by having metal roofs that are actually insulated, that the metal doesn't actually bring more heat into the house. Not preparing for flooding with the drain situation or how to channel the waterway safely. Not prepared for floods in general. Not prepared for the houses and the buildings having lightning rods. Not prepared in around the town for having more charging stations. We had a friend of ours went to a nearby town, a fairly large town, with her Tesla, and she couldn't find a charging station because her Tesla started running low on electricity. She ran out of electric, and she had to stay overnight in that town because she couldn't make it back here. These are the things about electricity and these electric cars that weigh an abnormal amount. Good or bad, I don't know. The jury's still out on that. In one sense, they don't pollute, but in another sense, getting the metals out of the ground and things like that causes massive pollution and childhood labor and things like that. This town's not ready. They just keep ripping down forests. West of here, nearby, they tore down a whole forest in order to put up storage units. East of here, they ripped down a whole old growth forest in order to put up a gas station. Why are we doing more gas stations, petrol stations where you are? I mean, these kind of actions are insanity, not doing the basics. This is your intervention. I'm just making you aware of what's going on. People we know are staying in the Democratic and Republican parties. In spite of all this evidence I pointed out to you, and the highest carbon dioxide level in however many millions of years, and highest heat in humans have ever experienced in the human lifetime as far as 125,000 years. In spite of this, you're staying with these two parties, and we keep hearing the old mantra, the lesser of two evils, the Trump versus Biden thing. I'm going to vote for the lesser of two evils. And this is part of your intervention that you're not aware as to how bad things are getting. Rewind this and go back through the list I just gave you as to how bad things are and why do you continue to stay on this path. You will die. You need to have this intervention and change your thought process. Evil is evil. The lesser of two evils. There is no lesser of two evils. Evil is evil. Both are drug dealers, heroin addicts, essentially, petroleum addicts, business addicts. They're gonna be the end of you and our society if they keep on this path. Both parties are this way. It's in the United States, and you have them in yours. Corruption of many different forms. People say just vote, go out and vote. No, right now voting a dumb vote is worse than not voting at all. If you're going to make dumb choices, Democrat, Republican, just sit out. There are third parties out there. There's the Green Party. The Green Party fits right in with both the Democrat and Republicans as far as survival goes. Go to their platform. Jill Stein will be the nominee for the Green Party for president. And a person, she's a female, get it? And she has liberal ideas as far as not committing genocide and things like that. But she also has practical ideas as to how to proceed in life and to get us through this situation with climate change. Please go to her, the Green Party website. Go to Jill Stein online on YouTube. You can check her out. She's wonderful. Uh, so a stupid vote is worse than no vote. Just vote for the Green Party person, okay? If you don't want to vote at all, just do that, or rather than vote, just throw down a lesser of two evils. It's insanity. So this is worse than no vote, as I said. Okay, so you're just not getting it as far as what is happening, or the people aren't getting it. Maybe some of you are understanding and intend on not voting on these parties. You don't care what is happening. People don't largely care as to what's going on, and this is another situation where you don't see how bad your condition is in. You're gonna die. Okay, you're just like this heroin addict, just like this alcoholic, just like this abused wife. You refuse to change your situation, and you pursue on this path down the wrong path. Personally, I got fooled by Barack Obama back when he was president. I thought he was a climate change president, and they kept it well under wraps as to what he was doing. The guy was cranking out oil. He's got us into this situation with the natural gas being cranked out in the oil. He put down more pipelines than any president ever had. It was horrible what he did. And if I had to do my vote over again, I would not vote for him again. So I got totally fooled by him. The only other Democrat slash Republican I even voted for after 2000 or after 1988 was Al Gore, and he ended up losing. And I do not blame Ralph Nader. Al Gore ran a dumb campaign. He couldn't even win his home state of Tennessee. So this whining, Ralph Nader caused him to lose. No, Al Gore lost his own election. He ran a poor campaign, and he deserved to lose. And you do stupid stuff like that. And even though it was very close and it could have been a tie, or maybe he did win slightly, but essentially he shouldn't have lost it all to the buffoonish George Bush Sr. So I'm dismayed as to what's happening. If people keep continuing to vote the same way, you keep continuing to vote the same way, lesser of two evils, and this is going to end badly. Uh, on a good note is that this Friday is the worldwide climate change protest rally around the world. That's the 19th. And then Earth Day is on the 22nd, which is Monday, and that's the 54th Earth Day. So, this intervention was needed, and I'm glad you came by. And I hope to hear good news about you and changing your ways, and we have a conversation. You see me on the street, you see me on here on Facebook. Feel free to text me. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know that you've decided to clean yourself up. If I don't hear from you, I can assume that you're still continuing to go down this path and you have no intent on changing. And it will end badly for you and for me because I'm in the same lifeboat and you're drilling holes in it. So I really hope you change your ways, and happy Intervention Day. I hope this was the day that made the difference. See you later.